Hello and welcome to the world of Mojato. Now that's a world that opens up with a lot of artwork and collectibles as soon as you go to mojato.com. But we like to go to artist studios from time to time, like this time we're at Bahar Dhawan Rohatgi's studio to understand all this art so much better. However much we try, however, we cannot because there are so many facets to the art world that need way more explaining. Which is why Mojato had recently tied up with a course called The Business of Art to try and understand it all better. Let's go across now to people like Mr. Kishore Singh, who was a lecturer at the course, and a few others who attended it to find out, first of all, why the need for a course like this, and secondly, what did everyone get out of it?
Since the very nature of art is such, you go down 5,000 years, that's when the history of Indian art starts somewhere. We've had that continuity, and yet because of a lack of either appreciation or classes, we found people were simply not familiar with the world of art. And when you're not familiar with art, you tend to be dismissive of it. I think what this course has been able to do more than anything else is remove those cobwebs. So you had the bits about investment, and investment in art is very, very seductive. There was, of course, art appreciation itself, which eventually you look at art for beauty, and then beyond beauty, you start looking at what makes up the world of art and how it's moving from a period of realism to distortion to the world of contemporary art itself today. And then the opportunities that it opens up, whether it's framing or restoration or people starting their own galleries, writing about art, insurance, storage. I mean, the very fact that people have been coming back, fellows have been coming back to talk to us with ideas means that it's provoked kind of thinking that is very essential for the country.
Considering my professional current scenario, I'm working with DAG Modern, which is like one of India's biggest art houses. This course really got me to have a certain insight which I never had about art. Like I never knew art could be classified as an asset. I am a typical guy, right? And stereotypical guy usually doesn't know anything about art. And you can ask me about cricket or real estate or fast cars, I'll give you an answer immediately. But today I have a very good overview about Indian modern art per se. Not just because I work with DAG Modern, but due to this course, because it's given me a historical perspective of how Indian art has evolved over the years.
I think it's about time that people got involved with the business of art. So why Hussain? Why Souza? Why Raza? Is really something that one understands after getting into this space. It gives you a great insight into the Indian art world, a fair insight into the global art world. It's made me more sensitive towards any art. More often than not, there is a reaction which didn't exist earlier.
So one of the main reasons why I joined this course was because we actually insure art. Like any other asset, we feel that art is, really can be a very expensive asset to insure. If you have a Hussain or a Raza, on your walls, which is more than I think $1 million, I think you want to insure it. And now because you can. So I actually got a good understanding of how the entire ecosystem of art works. What are the roles of the galleries, art consultants, collectors, how are they collecting, and also valuation. How are we valuing art differently, and that is something that I really took away from this course.
I have been a self-taught artist, and I thought it is time for me to even understand what has been the journey of other artists in this country. not only just as an artist, but just as a viewer person who wanted to have elements of art in my life. I may want to invest later. I've also been a lawyer, so I want to explore the tenets of art law in this country. I wanted to understand a deeper understanding of the business and art, how art can be treated as an asset and as an asset class. How do people, what are the considerations of collectors before they put their mind into buying a certain piece of art? How do you ascertain the value of the same? So all these factors were very important in me deciding that I must do a course to understand the business aspect of it and not just be limited to the aesthetic aspect.
Well, that's all for this week. But you know what? Christmas is coming up. Surround yourself with some color. And for that, all you need to do is visit mojato.com.